Hey guys, this is Ludwig. This is my first time doing a banner analysis in a video, so I hope you guys can enjoy this. And we're looking at this defense down fire ranking banner. I will be mainly focusing on how good these characters are for ranking and how good they will be in the future. So a heads up for you guys, the data that I have here is not comparable to Ratsound's calculator. Well, this is because I'm playing on iOS and then all my durations will be slower than his because he's on Android. So I'll be using data just merely for a comparison, and this is for only within this banner. And also, since I don't own any of the characters, I can't really test for fake switch either. But it's likely that everybody will lose a few of those major hits if they fake switch, so not really much to say about that. Alright, so let's look at some general analysis before we get into characters. First of all, this is a defense down banner, and then typically what Banco does is they like to give the ranking boss 3000 to 4000 defense, so that it's absolutely necessary to bring a defense down character. And if you looked at my ranking run, I used Fatal Bullet SInon, and that was absolutely necessary to bring the defense down so that I could get more damage. Therefore, this does raise an issue in the future. In the future, while Banco has done like 300 defense bosses before just to screw with the defense down debuff characters, even for a normal boss, they would have 1450 defense, and then if you cut their defense, it doesn't really do much because it's only 1450 anyways. Alright, so how about let's look at characters now. So first up is Yuuki with her Fire Tornado. Her accessory looks a little long, but her excel covers most of it. So in reality, it's actually pretty fast. And now let's look at the data. One thing that I noticed is that her excel gap is fairly long. That means it would be beneficial to do stuff like Yuuki into Tails Asuna. The Tails Asuna would benefit a lot from that 0.6, 0.7 second acceleration. And if we turn off the auto approach, she can actually SS3 from really far away. Well, even if you don't, she still can, but even farther away. And that would be, usually that would be pretty helpful in ranking, and sometimes in FC as well, floor clearing. It's possible to use her SS3 to go into the air and also dodge on parables as well. So overall, she looks pretty good. Okay, now let's look at Lisbeth. She's also pretty slow, but her excel lasts very long. She has an even longer excel gap than Yuuki. Which again, so this will benefit 5 stars a lot if you do a 6-star into 5-star combination. Yeah, also notice that her non-excel gap is really short. And due to that, her in-game SS3 is actually shorter than that of Yuuki's, despite her animations longer in real time. Besides that, it's not much to say. Her SS3 is very standard, it's not ranged, it's not that fast as well. Next, let's look at SInon. Alright, so her animation is really cool. I really like her horse. And it looks like Banco's really stepped up their game now. Well, imagine if Odin Kira has horse as well now. Come on, why don't give him a horse too? Alright, so one thing I do notice really weird, one thing that's really weird is that her SS3 does require you to go into almost melee range. If you turn off auto approach, she can SS3 from far away, like a screen away, but you will hit 11 out of 12 hits. That's not really a big issue, but if you're not in line, she will miss her SS3 entirely. Alright, and also notice that she actually isn't that fast as you think. So the reason for that is due to her really long non-excel gap. So there's almost 10 frames of her not having the excel. That's 0.3 seconds right there. Her damage is also pretty lackluster. She isn't faster than by the rest as well due to the non-excel gap. So this is one of those typical Bamco bait characters. They look cool, but their function in game is pretty bad. Some examples are Summer Asuna and FB Kirito, Fatal Bullet Kirito. They were pretty awful, and I happen to have both of them, unfortunately. Alright, so now let's look at the overall comparison between these three units. Damage-wise, Yuuki is undisputedly the best. Liz's damage isn't that bad either, but SInon's damage she falls off quite a bit. For their SS3 duration, they're actually all about the same. And since we're in the 6-star era, speed it's not really an issue anymore. It's actually just only a difference of a few milliseconds. Now, probably the most important conclusion here, Yuuki actually has the best DPS. Yeah, so she's the slowest, but she also has the highest DPS. Great job, Bamco, great job. So Bamco has been doing this for a few banners, and then it's really hard to describe why they would do this. Especially since the current one parry runs, it's whoever has the better DPS, you just pick that character. So it seems like anyways, Yuuki is the best out here. Finally, we should talk about their utility outside of ranking. I would say that each of these characters, they have their own extra niche outside of ranking. So I'd put SInon first because she is a bow user. Every set of autos gives her 120 MP while her SS3 is only 90 MP. And that could be useful for GRE if we don't have a non-element boss. And then for Yuuki, she has a long range SS3. Lisbeth is a mace user, and she's pretty tanky. She can also shield to keep combo, and that's pretty nice for floor clearing. So, conclusion. I think Yuuki's probably the best out of this banner. So SInon, she's a tier below the rest, and this one's a weird one to me, but I guess she gets the horse, whatever. And in the future, I will be doing this type of analysis more often. If you like my content, please support me with subscribes, and please recommend me to friends. I will also be updating my ranking runs once I actually pull something out of this banner. Right now, I'm just waiting for raid ups. Hopefully, I do get something, then we'll be able to give you guys a better FTP run. Yeah, so thanks for everyone who watched this video. See you next time.